Happy Wednesday. What I've been noticing lately is this trend. And what this trend is this is a major part of whether you're going to be successful or not right here. You can listen to it, you can not listen to it, whatever. What I've noticed is that the people that are successful are not trying to hide the other people in their fields that are smarter than them, more successful than them, have more network capabilities, or have more networks that they've worked on and cultivated. They don't try and hide those people because they need those people. And what I've noticed is, I sit back and I watch people because that's what leaders do. That's what we do, especially those of us that are researching to write, huge papers and stuff all the time. We look at behavior. And so what I've noticed is the people that aren't very successful, they seem to, what we call, where I'm from, try and shine block others. They don't want to pay homage. They don't want to allow their sources or their people to see this other person that's doing what they do, because they're afraid that that person will be taken away from them. See, they're not thinking in abundance. They're thinking that there's only enough for them when they do that. And also it could be an ego thing, but I'm not going to go into all that. I'm going to stick with the positives, and what the positives are is this, because I've said enough on that part. You have to get around the right people in your field, which means you can't be afraid to give people credit. You can't be afraid to tell people that they're doing an awesome job. You can't be afraid to let people know that you are inspired by what they do. Because how are you ever going to gain mentors? How are you ever going to gain those 33% of peers? I don't believe you should have 33%. That's Ty Lopez's thing. I don't have to agree with everything that I hear. I believe in the idea, but not the numbers. I believe in keeping the peers very low because I just tend to not, personally deal well with peers. I just don't. Usually it just ends up being a problem, and I just rather keep people around me that I feel like are better than me and people that know that they're better than me. That's just how I am. But continuing on. You have to embrace the other people in your field if you want to improve and if you want to gain more networks. And you also, like I've said in other videos before, you don't want to get labeled as someone that is a shine blocker or, ultimately a hater. People can tell when you're like just, watching and not appreciating. And maybe that person likes what you do and they want to help you, but they have all these other people. It's like I said in the mentor video, they have all these other people that are around that are chomping at the bit for their help. And then there's you or the people that are like this that are just sitting there watching and thinking, oh, yeah, they have great stuff, but I don't want to say anything about them because then it's going to take the spotlight off of me. I don't want to give up the spotlight. We all got to come up together, man. You can't do it by yourself. That's just, look at anyone that's successful. They're collaborating with other successful people. They're not trying to hide them. They're not, not giving them credit. It's like, does Oprah have people on her show? Yeah, she may be bigger, but people want to get on that show. They don't care that Oprah's bigger than they are. They don't care that Oprah has more money because they want access to her like crowd. Oprah will build them up. Oprah will bring them more fans in anything you do. People that have had like little, nothing going on that, guest on her show. They blew up from being on her show. Well, if they would have been like, oh, I don't want to go. I don't want Oprah to get any credit. I don't want Oprah to steal the spotlight from me. If you're afraid of getting the spotlight stolen from you, just good luck going forward. Don't steal the spotlight. Share the spotlight. Collaborate, network, be inspired. Love the people that inspire you. Tell them that they're doing an awesome job. You know, maybe it's a rarity. Maybe that person that you tell is doing an awesome job, maybe they give you that piece of information that sends you to the stars. You never know. You can't be bottled up and you can't be this jealous, wanting to hold on to everything. This whole idea of abundance is a tricky thing. It's very tricky because if you play that game, if you try and, hoard everything, people are going to see that. And how is that going to make people think of you as a person? See, that's the reason why, I watch who I get around, because I see so many people that, a lot of people aren't congruent with the stuff that they say. The things that they do they're not the same as the stuff that they say. And like I said, I'm always looking for this whole idea of like, man, are you loving the people that are around you? Are you showing that you're inspired? Are you, are you giving people credit? Because I love giving people credit because I'm inspired every day. I'm where I'm at because I've been inspired by some great people, man. And, I'm not afraid to tell them that because, I'm humble and I don't even feel like the spotlight's on me ever. So, I mean, there is no spotlight to steal because the spotlight's on everybody. We're all under the sun. The sun is the spotlight as far as I'm concerned. We all have our opportunity. We all have our time. Sometime it ain't going to be your time. Just like sometime it hasn't been my time, and sometime it has been. And when it's not my time, I'm pushing as hard as I can. When it is my time, I'm pushing harder. Happy Wednesday.